The city gates are rubble. Prince Davy Orawanes' eyes snap open, and he realizes he's on the ground, surrounded by chaos. He struggles to sit up, but a sharp pain shoots through his head. His vision blurs, and he sees a figure looming over him, an arrow lodged in his chest. Davy's mind reels as he tries to process what happened. His hands tremble, and he raises them to his chest, feeling the arrow's presence.
What?
The prince's face contorts in frustration, his voice still trapped in his throat. He tries to shake off the figure's hand, but it's like his body is stuck in place. No, still feel pain, right? And the answer is already too late. The prince's body begins to convulse as a strange, blue aura surrounds his form. The figure's eyes light up with excitement, and it takes a step closer to the prince. The air is electric with anticipation as the prince's body undergoes a transformation.
5th grade holy magic.
Prince Davy Orawanes' eyes widen as he realizes his body is regenerating at an alarming rate. He's more amazed at the prince's regeneration ability than anything else.
The figure's hand is still hovering over Prince Davy Orawanes' chest, but his cells are rapidly repairing themselves, leaving the prince trapped and helpless, desperately searching for a way to escape. The prince's desperation is fueled by the loss of control over his own body, as his pain and fear are locked within him, leaving him a prisoner in his own skin, unable to scream for help. The prince's fate is now in the hands of the figure, who stands on the verge of unlocking the secrets of his regeneration, leaving the prince's future uncertain, as the air is electric with anticipation and terror.
The forces of the kingdom called in Dave to swiftly come in. I have a report. I suggest that we retreat, even if he didst have the help of the vampire with his cown. Gleng LG Prince Dave. Seems like it. It seemed like that was the last chance. That quite unfortunate. They used an excuse to chase me away and tried to make Kalu. I sure you understand what I mean. Possible Prince Davy could have predicted everything that. Oh daily. The max level hero has arts TIUDC Rider I Devil's Tack, our own castle tower of the outer palace. Wow. Prince Davy Orawane, the prince who was once dismissed by his enemies, now stands tall in the king's court. His eyes scan the room, and his hand rests on the hilt of his sword. He's not here to make friends. Callus, the leader of the Hines territory, sneers at Prince Davy from across the room. He thinks he can take down the prince with his vampire army. Prince Davy's not having it. He moves closer to Callus, his sword at the ready. The air is thick with tension. What happens next will change the fate of the kingdom forever. And that's not even the worst part.
Stop. You're wrong.
The key action or twist of this chapter is unfolding as Prince Davy Orawane seizes control of the outer palace, his eyes blazing with a fierce determination as he claims the Devil's Tower. The emotional stakes are sky-high for Prince Davy, who has finally gained the recognition he deserves. But at what cost? His relationships with his family and friends hang precariously in the balance as he navigates the treacherous waters of the king's court. The cliffhanger. The writer of the max-level hero's story must now confront a shocking twist as they realize their own creations have turned against them, and the true extent of Prince Davy's power is yet to be revealed.
My queen, enough done wanna hear any more of it. I done wanna hear let us go and ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness? Done you get it? I despise both you and Elysiad. Do you know how felt when Elysiad drank the poison right in as if I am still boiling over with anger and hatred? Please tell me, your majesty, who am I supposed to take this and I? Hoo. Aha ha ha. I hate everyone. Ha ha ha, we're come way too far. Then perhaps would have been a tiny bit different. My queen. Prince Davy's piercing eyes scan the court, his voice slicing through the air like a scythe. You will soon be taken to the mines as a slave, he growls at the trembling guards. You'll labor there to your deathbed. with nary a speck of sunlight to comfort you. And as for your authority to make such a demand? Ha! I think so. Prince Davy Orowanes' fingers tighten around the arrows he's crafted himself, their razor-sharp tips glinting with a ferocity that sends a shiver down the spines of the aristocrats he's about to dismantle.
Prince Davy Orowanes' eyes blaze with fury as he unleashes his wrath upon the palace, his voice thundering through the hallways, striking fear into the hearts of all who dare oppose him. Davy's newfound sense of conviction has come at a cost, his relationships with his supposed allies crumbling as he becomes a force of unyielding reckoning, leaving his friends and foes alike reeling in his wake. As the prince's merciless judgment hangs over Callus's head, the desperate rebel's fate teeters precariously on the edge of destruction, his pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears in the face of Davy's unyielding conviction.
Prince Dave, no, it was gonna turn out this way sooner or later. It just that you became the winner instead of me. TSK. Save. Enough it. Okay. Percent it your era from now on. Prince, you are still naive. A nation whose rules are broken, His Majesty did that in his younger days. That was why do you understand why aristocrat? Why, despite the existence of God, humans are born into class right? That sword master man had the same idea as you. Kavsi, but at a certain point, it just insanity. You Hitler Wannab, although you Wowel. The chaos is replaced by an eerie silence as Prince Davy reaches the king's chamber. The room is in shambles, the furniture overturned. In the center of the room, the queen's lifeless body lies on the floor. Prince Davy's eyes widen in shock as he realizes the true extent of the betrayal.
The queen is dead. The words cut through the silence like a knife.
He is furious. His trusted ally set the entire trap. Every handshake was a performance. Prince Davy's eyes narrow as the room for any sign of his enemies. He knows the queen's death is just the beginning. The real challenge lies ahead.
Prince Davy's eyes flash with righteous fury as he pins Duke against the pillar, the air thick with tension as the Duke's desperate pleas for mercy are met with silence. Prince Davy's soul is seared with the knowledge of the Queen's brutal murder, his faith in humanity shaken to its core by Duke's betrayal and broken promises. Duke's life hangs precariously in the balance, his fate now in Prince Davy's hands. As the prince's grip on his ankle tightens, will he deliver justice or unleash a merciless wrath? And that's not even the worst part. The prince's gamble pays off, and the maid reveals her true identity. She is a member of the resistance, fighting against the Empire's tyranny. But her revelation comes too late, and the Empire's golem has already been unleashed upon the kingdom. The prince knows that he must act quickly to stop the golem and save the kingdom from destruction.
We were just following your highness' orders.
The answer is already too late. Prince Davy Orowanes wakes up, his body aching. He's not just a prince anymore. He's a max-level hero, and that realization is intoxicating.
Wells, which are the main source of water for people in this, that why I thought of this canal system. Is this a magic circle? I've never seen one like this before. Square one, the sculpt. Can these all be operated? And this place is what makes all this possible. A system that manages the magic circles. This ain't enough.
The Emperor appears on the battlefield, his eyes fixed on Davy, as the fate of the kingdom hangs precariously in the balance, the air thick with tension and anticipation. Davy's allies stand by his side, but he's lost the naivety of his past, hardened by his experiences, his determination to protect the kingdom only growing stronger. The burden of his responsibility weighs heavily on his shoulders. The outcome of the battle is far from certain, as Davy and the Emperor engage in a fierce exchange of magic, their powers locked in a struggle that will decide the kingdom's fate, leaving everything on the line.
Oh my, the prince's gift comes with an unexpected price. 10 silver coins per month to his own treasury. The water is warm, clean, and flows from a mysterious mana pump. But the real question is, who's footing the bill? The citizens of the territory are about to find out. His Highness has decreed that every household should have this luxury, and with it, a financial burden. The merchant in the background is already calculating the costs. This is no ordinary gift. It's a calculated move to balance the kingdom's finances.
10 silver coins? That's a lot of money.
The prince's fixation on Apollo is unwavering. He's convinced that the High Elf is responsible for ruining his fantasy about elves. The merchant tries to intervene, but the prince refuses to listen. He's resolute in his desire to meet Apollo and put an end to the elf's manipulations. The merchant can only watch as the prince walks away, his determination evident in every step. The prince is now obsessed with finding Apollo. He's convinced that the High Elf is behind the destruction of his fantasies. The merchant tries to reason with him, but the prince is beyond reason. He's driven by a desire for revenge, and nothing will stop him from confronting Apollo.
Prince Davy Orowanes' world is shattered as he recalls the moment Apollo's betrayal awakened his dark past, leaving him seething with anger and a burning need for vengeance. Davy's innocence is torn apart, leaving him grasping at the fragments of his fantasies about elves, now forever tainted by the harsh reality of Apollo's betrayal and his own vulnerability. Davy's resolute determination to confront Apollo hangs precariously in the balance, threatened by the turmoil brewing within him as he hurtles towards a confrontation that could forever change the course of his destiny.
The territories are ablaze with newfound life. Prince Davy Orowane has awoken, and with him a new era of power. Hama, the mastermind behind this transformation, watches over the bustling streets. The once shabby town has become a marvel of engineering, courtesy of the dwarves and Hama's ingenuity.
This is the most lively territory I've seen recently.
As Hama's pride shines, Redria, the master of Red Tower, Sage Ellison Vyestia, approaches. The air is electric with curiosity. Hama's eyes light up at the prospect of meeting this enigmatic figure. What does Redria want in this thriving territory? The stakes are clear. A high-stakes game involving the Harlan method, a first-class item, is on the line. Davy Orowane is itching for a rematch with Hama, and his mood is better than ever after the win. He's a man on a mission. His eyes are fixed on the spot where Hama stood, a hint of a smile still plastered on his face. What he wants is to test his skills against Hama again, to see if he's truly stronger than before. His confidence is at an all-time high, but his opponent is nowhere to be found. He calls out, "Let's do this!" And suddenly, Hama appears out of nowhere, shouting, "Op, wait for me, master."
You're in a good mood. It was an interesting victory.
Davy Orowanes' eyes blaze with determination as Hama's words ignite a fire within him, fueling his unrelenting pursuit of truth and power in this mystical realm. As Davy's understanding of this world expands, he gains a newfound sense of purpose, but at the cost of his naive naivety, leaving him vulnerable to the harsh realities that lie ahead. With Davy's limitless potential now hanging precariously in the balance, the true challenge still looms, an unsolved mystery waiting to shatter everything he holds dear, plunging him into the unknown.
Davy's eyes lock onto Freya, but his attention is divided. He's searching for something, or someone. Freya stands her ground, her stance firm but her eyes darting towards the hallway. Davy's gaze lingers on her, his expression unreadable. The silence is oppressive, punctuated only by the soft hum of the hallway's energy. "You're not thinking clearly, Davy." Davy's eyes lock onto Freya, but his attention is divided. He's searching for something, or someone. Freya stands her ground, her stance firm but her eyes darting towards the hallway. Davy's gaze lingers on her, his expression unreadable. The silence is oppressive, punctuated only by the soft hum of the hallway's energy. "You're not thinking clearly, Davy." The competition between Loon and Davy is heating up. Loon reveals that Davy has a low score against her in their previous matches. His goal is to maintain his pride, and the obstacle is Loon's intelligence. His action is to respond to her claim, and his consequence is that he's now more determined to prove himself. Sir Davy has an abnormality with his olfactory sense. Of course, you don't know since you have no compatibility with spirits. The stakes are rising as Davy and Loon head towards the even forest. His goal is to reach the forest, and the obstacle is the gate that leads there.
Davy's eyes snap open, his towering figure commanding attention as he prepares to take down all potential threats in the king's court, his sheer presence electrifying the air. Davy's bold declaration ignites a mix of emotions in Freya, who struggles with her own feelings of uncertainty and fear, while Loon's competitive spirit is rekindled, setting the stage for a thrilling showdown. As Davy stands poised to confront the kingdom's personnel, the fate of those who have been hiding in plain sight hangs precariously in the balance, leaving the question of who will be revealed to the light of day.
Davy Orwain, now known as the max-level hero, returns to his own timeline with a vengeance. His eyes locked on the kingdom's court, where his enemies are hiding in plain sight. His body is a ticking time bomb of power, and they know it. The elves, led by Miss Uvio, are on high alert, sensing the disturbance in the forest's balance. Their safety hangs by a thread, and they're desperate to maintain the status quo. Elder Monday's sharp tongue cuts through the air, a warning to the World Tree's loyalists. You're forgetting the past, and the World Tree's will is not to be trifled with. Miss Yuri's spirit blessing has expired, and the World Tree's wrath is upon the kingdom. The prince's words cut deep, and Elder Monday's expression darkens. The World Tree's will is clear. The elves must atone for their past transgressions. The kingdom is on the brink of collapse, and the max-level hero's return is the catalyst. And that's not even the worst part. Davy's not just a hero, he's a wild card. Join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes. Davy's eyes narrow as he assesses the situation. Elder Monday stands before him, his expression guarded. Davy knows the elder's reputation and trusts him less than a snake oil salesman.
Davy's determination ignites a spark as he locks eyes with Millie, the fate of the kingdom hanging precariously in the balance, the World Tree's wrath intensifying by the second. The weight of Davy's revelation crashes down on Millie, leaving her reeling with the knowledge that her friend's corruption is irreparable, a crushing blow that threatens to shatter her world. The fragile trust between Davy and Millie hangs by a thread, as he demands her help to confront the World Tree's malevolent force, the kingdom's very survival now resting on their uneasy alliance.
I expected that Uriah would decline, but I easily accepted H since, till fail. Of course the elders strongly opposed. However, Uriah pushed. Looking at their reactions, you can tell that Uriah Hizka, is this the place where the infection asterisk started? Yes, that it hurts. Who? But the infection here. A lot faster than I thought. I know that with the presence of a high elf, you can purify an elf's surname doesn't symbolize their bloodline. But there. The max level hero has artist I cod C writer I devil star. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Save me, does it hurt a lot? Uriah's face darkens, and he takes a step forward. He's not gonna back down. Not now that they're so close to finding the truth. The elf's words are like a cold slap in the face, but Uriah doesn't flinch. The high elf story is one of rejection and heartbreak. She's been punished because she refused her betrothal, and now she's trapped in this forest with no way out. Brian's eyes widen in shock, and he can't believe what he's hearing.
I've never seen my sister since. Fetch reflect.
Uriah's hands are shaking, but her voice is steady. She's summoning a spirit, and that's a huge deal.
Uriah's determination ignites as she reveals her plan to summon the highest-ranking spirit, a move that could either save humanity or unleash catastrophic power. Uriah gains a glimmer of hope as the high elf shares her personal struggle of rejection and heartbreak, but her fragile emotional state threatens to shatter at any moment. The fate of humanity hangs precariously in the balance as Uriah's plan hangs in the air, with the elf's eyes burning with a malevolent intent that could destroy everything in its path.
Prince Davy Orawain steps into his once familiar throne room, the air thick with treacherous glares from those who wronged him. The golden chandeliers and lavish tapestries are still breathtakingly beautiful, but his gaze is now fixed on the enemies hiding in plain sight, the ones who thought a comatose prince was no threat at all. Davy Orawain's eyes snapped open, his gaze piercing the dimly lit chamber as whispers of the past faded into the present. The king's court, once oblivious to his existence, now trembled at the mention of his name.
Prince Davy Orawain bursts back to life with a fierce battle cry, the very walls of the king's court trembling beneath his feet as he sends the assassins who struck him into a desperate retreat. His once feeble sword arm now wields the power to shatter steel and crush bone. 1,000 years of intense training finally unleashed upon the kingdom he was once thought too weak to protect.
Davy's answer is a simple, deadly flick of his wrist, sending a monster flying into a nearby tree. The humans' eyes widen as they realize the true nature of the creatures they're facing. These aren't natural.
Prince Davy Orawain's piercing blue eyes blaze with unyielding authority as he confronts the humans summoning the monster, his sword arm flexing, ready to unleash a devastating strike. Davy's encounter with the human has left him with a lingering suspicion, his once clear sense of justice now tainted by the human's desperate excuses, and a nagging feeling that there's more to the story than meets the eye. As the human's words cut off mid-sentence, Prince Davy's expression darkens, his hand tightening around the hilt of his sword, and the air is thick with tension, leaving the outcome of his next move hanging precariously in the balance.
Prince Davy's piercing eyes scan the castle courtyard, his gaze burning with an otherworldly intensity. 1,000 years of grueling training in the Hall of Heroes has forged a hero of unmatched prowess, and those who once dismissed him now tremble at his mere presence. His voice, a low, rumbling thunder, sends shivers down the spines of the courtiers. Those who hid in plain sight think they can still whisper lies behind my back. I am the wind that will sweep them away. The comatose Prince Davy Orawain's soul awakens within the Hall of Heroes, his training a decade of grueling trials in the blink of an eye. The people of this forest are tired of the conservative tyranny of the World Tree. Mew, a half-elf, knows they can't afford to be seen helping him. That's why everyone plays along, until they can summon the highest-ranking spirit to help them. Mew is living alone, but the villagers know they just have a lot of fear. They're all kind people who are secretly helping him behind everyone else's back. Mew's friends, Ellie and Timmy, are worried about Ima's friendship with Grandpa, who's prejudiced against him. The tension between them grows with each passing day.
Stop. You can't hide forever.
And that's not even the worst part. Mew's friends are starting to get suspicious. The tension peaks. Every second matters.
The people of this forest are now torn between their loyalty to the conservative World Tree and their growing distrust, their lives hanging precariously in the balance. Mew's secret friendship with the max-level hero has left her isolated from her community, her relationships frayed, and her sense of belonging shaken to its core. The clock ticks down as Mew's friends grow increasingly suspicious, their whispers spreading like wildfire, threatening to expose the max-level hero's presence and spark a catastrophic conflict.
The prince's rebirth is far from subtle, as the very air vibrates with an unbridled aura of power. 6 months have passed since Davy's return, and the kingdom's elite are on edge. Uria's summoning ceremony for the highest-ranking spirit is just days away, and whispers spread like wildfire. Prince Davy, the once powerless prince, now wields abilities that could turn the tide of battle. Prince Davy Orawain's eyes snap open, revealing a piercing gaze that sends shivers down the spines of the courtiers. 1,000 years of intense training in the Hall of Heroes has transformed the once powerless prince into a force to be reckoned with.
The infection has reached the barrier, and it's on the verge of breaking through. The villagers are in a state of panic, and no one knows what to do. The village head is keeping the situation under control, but it's clear that it's only a matter of time before the infection spreads further. We need to run away now. The village is in disarray. The villagers are fleeing in all directions, desperate to escape the infection. The village head is keeping them safe, but it's clear that they're running out of time. The infection is spreading fast, and no one knows how to stop it. The village is in shambles. Hannah, the young village head, is desperate. The human's hand flashes in a blur of movement, striking Hannah with a devastating counterattack, sending the village head crashing to the ground in a shocking turn of events. Hannah's defeat has put the village on the brink of collapse, leaving the future of the people she swore to protect hanging precariously in the balance, as fear and despair grip their hearts. The human's desperate cry for help rings out into the void. But will anyone answer? Or will he face the coming onslaught alone, his fate hanging precariously in the balance as the infected horde closes in?
The first existence, nature's origin. The essence of immense P forcibly possessing the highest ranking spirit power. It ho the power, all of it is flowing out. Moho. Click. I command you. Stop. Absorb. Of avoid. Good job, Yuri. Now rest. Well, few. Sir Davy. I'll leave the rest to you. What going on? 3,000 according to the covenant. Let things consolidate. And let. Dave? In order to summon the Spirit King, you need 3. The thing that I received from Yuri was her pure will, that El Nos, the name given to you by the Great Will. Davy's eyes snap open, and he's met with the Spirit King's furious gaze. No! The Spirit King's words hang in the air as the chamber erupts in chaos. Oh, the sound of shattering glass and the scent of smoke fill the air. Yuri's hands fly to her mouth as she watches in horror. 001/ Davy's eyes narrow as he prepares to face the Spirit King. What happening? The Spirit King's power surges through Davy, and he feels his body becoming stronger. If she, supported in where she lacks, shall be able to summon a high-ranking spirit. Yuri's words are laced with a mix of concern and fear. So there were several times where this process was carried out like that. The Spirit King's words are cold and detached.
Davy's body is slammed with the Spirit King's energy as Moho's power surges through him. Their combined might unleashing a maelstrom of chaos that threatens to shatter the very fabric of reality. Davy's eyes blaze with determination as he's forced to confront the darkness within himself. His newfound strength, a double-edged sword that may ultimately consume the very soul he's fighting to protect. Moho's sinister smile lingers on the edge of Davy's vision, a chilling reminder that the Spirit King's intervention may have only given the devilish contractor a temporary advantage in their battle for dominance.
L0H, I'll make my second request. Numbers purify the infection that also, when summoned you, the will of a certain elf would have. Mu is it the world tree curse has the divine tree gone M. Positive. The max level hero has artisti Udo writer I Devil's Tale. Are you awake? Millie. And Verdith? We're glad you woke up. Chen, this is dirt? More importantly, please take a look. Miss Yuri. What? It a OB of Miss Yuri was right. Side Yuri? The tension peaks. Every second matters. OV Dave, are you okay? Nos, that wretch. The Earth Spirit King's words are like a punch to the gut. Davy's eyes flash with anger. He's determined to prove himself no matter the cost. But the real problem is already in motion. The infection in the forest is spreading, and Davy has no idea what's waiting for him. The Earth Spirit King's words are laced with venom. Davy's face turns red with rage. He wants to lash out, but he's holding back. The King's accusations are like a knife to the heart. Davy feels betrayed and hurt. He wants to prove his worth, but the King's words are making it harder.
Davy's eyes blaze with fury as the truth about Lo's treachery crashes down on him, his world shattered by the boy's sinister betrayal. The emotional stakes are devastatingly high as Davy's trust is broken, his confidence shattered by the weight of Lo's deceit, and his reputation left in tatters on the line. The cliffhanger hangs precariously in the balance as Lo's secret alliance is exposed, setting the stage for a catastrophic confrontation that threatens to consume everything and everyone in its path.
Miss Yuria stands firm, her voice unwavering as she confronts Kandi's accusations. The one who betrayed us is not us, but the world tree and you. Kandi's expression darkens, his hands clenched into fists. He takes a step forward, his eyes blazing with defiance.
Wow, Nos, will Nos be Mew friend? An innocent soul. Very br I always welcome pure sins is that discrimina enoi one wow. 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 So huge. Really huge. Wahey, done just moveroo. There's no way that your power can't handle such a loyal Vasa okay contractor all your wishes have come true. Oh, yeah. But still you summon me. That thanks to the Spirit Kings. I think it better to not tell Yuri that the Spirit Empress it great that it was used for this incident. HVH I wonder. Oh, in other words, I have 12 Spirit King orbs in my sub-few. Now I've really declared war on the world tree. Useless that will depend on what you do. Here then I'll do my be.
Kandi's mask is shattered as he grapples with the weight of his failures, his deepest regret fueling a burning determination to redeem himself. Yuri's words cut deep, leaving Kande reeling with guilt over his inability to protect Mew. His mind consumed by the anguish of having lost the innocent girl he swore to safeguard. The delicate balance of power has been irreparably disrupted as Kande now openly declares war on the world tree, his fierce declaration hanging precariously in the balance, awaiting Yuri's response.
The chaos spirit trapped inside the orb has been unleashed, a malevolent force that could consume the entire kingdom. Prince Davy Orawane, now a max-level hero, stands in its way. His hands are steady, his eyes locked onto the source of the chaos. He's not here to hold back. He's here to stop it.
Stop. You're too powerful.
And that's not even the worst part. Prince Davy's power is unlike anything seen before. It's as if the very fabric of reality is bending to his will. But he's not just a warrior. He's a strategist, always thinking several steps ahead. The Chaos Spirit, however, has its own agenda. Currently, Elder Kande is repeatedly saying the same thing all the sacrifices were for the greater good. If you're saying that, then I'll follow what you've said. A life with common sense. That you all became the people of Hines, not slaves. Then we'll banish them. Prince Davy's piercing gaze sweeps across the castle courtyard, his eyes burning with an intensity that makes even the bravest knights tremble. One day, you will all realize you were in the palm of my hand, he declares, his voice low and menacing, the echoes of his 1,000-year training resonating through every word. The enemies hiding within the castle walls cower, sensing the shift in power dynamics. The prince they once dismissed is now a force to be reckoned with. Uria's words echo in Davy's mind. She's being tested, and he's the one who's going to have to pass. He looks at the world tree, his resolve strengthened.
Prince Davy Orawane bursts into the throne room, his piercing gaze slicing through the shadows, as the courtiers tremble before his voice dripping with an otherworldly authority that strikes fear into their hearts. Prince Davy's resolve is strengthened, but at what cost to his relationships and trust? He's forced to confront the weight of his own ambition, and the price he may have to pay for his return to power. Uria's words echo in Davy's mind, a constant reminder that his actions have consequences, and he must now face the trials that lie ahead, with the fate of the kingdom and his own soul hanging precariously in the balance.
Elves, the world thought extinct, have been spotted in the south, and they're coming for us. The prince has returned, and the king's court better be prepared. The prince they had dismissed is now their biggest threat. Hines, the territory lord, is hosting the mining festival, and Teacher, the Unnamen, is helping him set up a teleportation portal between the Hines territory and the Yellowstone village. But there's a catch. Not many dwarves have settled in this area, and tensions between species are high. The Teacher's true intention is to create a place for harmony among dwarves, humans, and elves. But there are still some elves who are anxious about their covenant with the World Tree.
Yuri, the elf, smiles wryly as he responds to Davy's question. The elves know how to have fun, but they also value intelligence and culture. Davy's eyebrows rise in surprise, and his lips curve upward in a smile. His body language signals his growing interest.
Oh.
Davy's eyes widen as Yuri, the elf leader, reveals a shocking offer. An alliance festival that could shift the balance of power in the village, with the Elf Spirit Festival as its highlight. Davy's frustration and anger reach a boiling point as he's forced to confront the harsh realities of his training, leaving him questioning his own abilities and the true intentions of his teacher. The air is electric with tension as Heinz and Yuri's exchange sparks a sense of foreboding, hinting at a deeper conflict that threatens to tear the village apart, with Davy caught right in the middle of it all.
And that's not even the worst part. Katarin's face lights up with excitement, her voice a squeal.
But more importantly, His Majesty the Emperor, who's a sucker for his daughter, would never agree to a foreign marriage.
Davy's eyes narrow, his jaw clenched in determination. He's got a plan and he's gonna see it through, no matter what.
What would I have to do to get your attention, Your Highness?
The ground shifts beneath his feet, and the game is far from over. But the real problem is already in motion. Davy Orawain, Prince of the Own Kingdom, wakes up from his coma with a fierce determination in his eyes. He's not the same powerless prince who fell into a coma 1,000 years ago. His soul was trained in the Hall of Heroes, and now he's back, ready to take on the enemies hiding in the king's court.
Davy's eyes blaze with determination as he forges a plan to outwit Katarin's cunning, his grip on reality slipping as the game intensifies around him. Davy's reputation hangs on the line as Katarin's flirtation exposes the depth of his growing attachment, threatening to shatter the boundaries he's desperately tried to maintain. Katarin's motives remain shrouded in mystery as she toys with Davy, drawing him deeper into her web of intrigue, while Lynn's subtle withdrawal hints at secrets that could upend everything.
The game changer, the misunderstanding, the blunt truth, the unexpected ally, the master plan, alright? So we've got Dave, aka Prince Davy Orawain, and the narrator. Dave is working out the situation, and the narrator is giving him some hints. What does Dave want right now? He wants to understand the magic system and the staff that's on the table. What's in his way? The narrator's teasing and manipulative tone. What does he do? He tries to get more information out of the narrator. What happens? The narrator reveals that the staff is known as and is more powerful than the god sword, Aldera. What's the cost? Dave's confusion and frustration are growing. Stop processing everything at once.
Now we're back to the narrator and Dave. The narrator is explaining the staff's power and the nickname. What does Dave want? He wants to understand the staff's capabilities and find a way to use it. What's in his way? The narrator's teasing and the staff's complexity. What does he do? He tries to get more information out of the narrator. What happens? The narrator reveals that the staff is more powerful than the god sword, Aldera, and that it can stretch its size to cover the entire forest. What's the cost? Dave's options are becoming even more limited. You're not even close to being ready for this. Prince Davy's desperation grows as the truth behind his brother's mysterious presence at the palace slowly unravels, threatening to upend everything he thought he knew. The emotional stakes are higher than ever, as Prince Davy's relationships with his brother and the people he trusts hang precariously in the balance, leaving him feeling isolated and uncertain. A shocking revelation hangs in the air as Amadeus reveals his true intentions, leaving Prince Davy reeling and the future of the palace hanging precariously on the brink of chaos.
Your Highness, the item that Princess Elena has sent has error. I barely managed to get it. With a fierce glare, Prince Davy Orawain bursts into the throne room, his regal demeanor now a force to be reckoned with. What insolence dares to hide in our court? He growls, his combat-weathered armor a stark contrast to the boy who once fell to an enemy's arrow. As Prince Davy Orawain burst into the king's court, his piercing blue eyes scanned the room, locking onto the treacherous nobles who had wronged him during his coma. It's an insult to call me powerless, he growled, his deep voice dripping with vengeance. I've transcended mere human limits, becoming the very embodiment of a hero.
The key action or twist of this chapter. Davy Orowanes' piercing blue eyes burn with a fierce determination as he rejects the Allen Empire's offer, his resolute voice echoing through the throne room, silencing the treacherous nobles. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost. Davy's newfound power has awakened not only his strength but also his sense of duty, fueling a burning desire for justice. As he forges his own path, leaving behind the shadows of his past. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved going forward. Tension peaks as Davy's words hang in the air, the Allen Empire's response looming ominously, their intentions hanging precariously in the balance, as the fate of the kingdom teeters on the brink of chaos.
The contract was signed in blood, and the city was about to become a war zone, its own funeral pyre. Prince Davy Orowain steps out of the shadows, his eyes scanning the exclusive territory that's supposed to be his domain. But something's off. The air is thick with tension, and the prince's grip on his sword tightens. His hands move before anyone else can breathe. The blade is already past the guard of the first enemy. The prince's power overflows. The ground cracks. Everyone is thrown back.
Stop. You're wrong.
He has no idea what's waiting. Prince Davy Orowain turns to the person who's supposed to bring the flare breakstones. The person lands hard on the ground, dazed and confused. Prince Davy Orowain approaches them, his face a mask of calm.
We don't want to kill unnecessarily. I refuse.
Prince Davy Orowain's eyes flash with amusement as he realizes the person is not a threat. He relaxes his stance, but his voice is cold. He has no idea what's waiting. The person stumbles to their feet, still dazed. Prince Davy Orowain watches them with a mixture of curiosity and disdain.
Ancient Guard, I can't let you into the territory.
Prince Davy Orowain smirks, anticipating their next move. He's not going to let anyone stop him from using the flare breakstones.
The key action or twist of this chapter. Prince Davy Orowain's calm exterior cracks as he takes a step forward, his eyes blazing with a fierce determination that threatens to consume everything in its path. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost. Arya's resolve to spare unnecessary lives is put to the test as Prince Davy Orowain's actions make her question whether their goal is truly just, or just a deadly game. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved going forward. Tension reaches a boiling point as Prince Davy Orowain's next move hangs precariously in the balance, leaving the outcome of this confrontation hanging perilously in the balance, threatening to tip the world into chaos.
Oh phew. Anyways, I need to warn them about the World Tree infiltration. The tension peaks. Every second matters. What should I do? Just leave her be. Done kill her. Anna hellish Anna. With a sharp cry, a dark, swirling energy erupts behind Alan, its tempestuous presence igniting the air with ferocity. This spectral entity, driven by an insatiable hunger for destruction, thrashes wildly as Alan struggles to maintain control over its volatile form, all while his eyes lock onto the treacherous figure before him. A man consumed by malice, who had once attempted to end his life with a poison-tipped arrow. Davy's piercing gaze sweeps across the room, his massive frame radiating an aura that sends tremors through the court. You thought me weak, a mere prince, he growls, his voice like a tempest. Now, I'm the one who'll determine your fate.
Davy Orowain, the reawakened prince, bursts into the throne room, his piercing gaze cutting through the deceitful smiles of his enemies. You who hide in the shadows, thinking me weak, he declares, his voice dripping with conviction. I've walked among the gods, and my power has been forged in the Hall of Heroes. You should tremble before me, not mock me. Prince Davy Orowain burst back into the fray, his sword slicing through the air with a deadly arc. 3,000 years of pent-up fury had forged him into a force to be reckoned with, and his enemies in the king's court trembled at the very sight of him.
Davy Orowayne's piercing gaze cuts through the deceitful smiles of his enemies as he bursts into the throne room, his power overflowing like a tidal wave, shattering the fragile balance of power. Anna's eyes are wide with a mix of fear and desperation as she realizes the truth about Yuri's past, her grip on her power faltering, leaving her vulnerable to Davy's unyielding strength. As the storm rages on, Prince Davy Orowayne's demands for Yuri's return hang precariously in the air, leaving the fate of the kingdom and the truth about Yuri's past hanging precariously in the balance, fueled by an incandescent fury. The heroes return the price of ambition, the awakening, the devil's bargain, the demon's wrath, **** Brian. The max-level hero has returned, and the Demon King's wrath is about to be unleashed. Davy Orowayne stands tall, his sword shining with an otherworldly light. The 28th technique is within his grasp, but the cost of wielding it is too high. The Demon King's power surges through the air, and the world holds its breath. The real problem is already too late. Anna. Incoming attack from meters. Brian. The World Tree's blessing is a double-edged sword. It's a gift that comes with a terrible cost. And that's not even the worst part. The prince doesn't flinch. His sword bites deep into the Rakshasa's side. The creature howls, its claws flailing wildly. Davy's movements are a blur, his power surging through the air. What do they want? To win? To survive? The Rakshasa wants to take down the prince, no matter the cost. What blocks them? Davy's unyielding resolve. What happens? The prince's sword slices through the air, heading straight for the Rakshasa's heart. What is the cost? The prince's face twists in concentration. No. Davy's eyes snap open, but he's not in his kingdom. He's in a place of grandeur, where heroes gather. Davy's sword slashes through the Rakshasa's side, unleashing a fierce battle cry as the prince's power surges through the air, illuminating the dimly lit forest with an aura of unyielding determination. Davy's eyes have widened in a mix of pain and fierce resolve, his memories of betrayal and conquest now fueling a burning desire for vengeance, a fire that threatens to consume him whole. As the prince awakens in a realm of legendary heroes, his world forever shattered, the question hangs precariously in the balance. Will Davy's thirst for revenge destroy the very world he's sworn to protect? And that's not even the worst part. My goodness, you truly have the eyes for insight. Oh Arch. Oh 10, you said that the elves of the World Tree are all your child, but you would push a life that hasn't even been born yet to Penella. I am sorry. Your sacrifice, I will forever remember. Stop that. Isn't it funny? The World Tree, I am the mother and the home of S3A33H. Penella's overjoyed. She doesn't care about the cost of victory. She wants to celebrate. But her smile is short-lived. She's about to realize that her victory is built on a lie.
I have used you.
But Penella's not buying it. She knows she was played. Penella's about to make a move. She's not going to let Yggdrasil get away with this. She's going to take matters into her own hands.
That will be the day that the pillar of the world becomes firewood.
Davy needs to get to the lake now. He's not even thinking about the curse he's cast on the sacred tree's main body. He's just gutsy enough to do it. The want to bind him with the first covenant, erase that place from existence. But Davy knows the radicals and moderates will now join forces, their endless anger aimed at him and his land.
Penella's world is turned upside down as she discovers the true enemy behind her victory. The World Tree Yggdrasil, a deceitful force manipulating the elves and orchestrating catastrophic consequences. The emotional weight of Penella's revelation crushes her, stripping away her celebratory joy and leaving her with the devastating realization that her triumph came at a terrible cost, her heart heavy with grief and betrayal. The stakes are raised to a boiling point as the World Tree's catastrophic collapse looms, threatened by Penella's fierce determination to take action and the reckless reckoning brewing between Davy and the World Tree, Yggdrasil, hanging in the balance.
I'm trapped in this miserable contract, unable to escape the weight of my debt. I have no intention of not using my skills to break free. I will definitely revive. I have no plans on going to the afterlife without having used such nice staff. The pain is worth it if it means I don't owe anyone anything. My life is on the line. The longer I don't pay, the more I'm doomed. I know I can survive, but that means I have to lose everything. My whole life is at stake. I'm wide awake now, and my enemies are hiding in the shadows, waiting for me to make a move. Are you awake? The silence is deafening.
Davy is struggling to control his powers, which are affecting the kingdom. He's desperate for a solution. The line between good and evil is blurring for Davy. He's willing to do whatever it takes to save his kingdom, even if it means making difficult choices.
His newfound power comes with a price, the burden of responsibility.
Let's get back into the story. We've got a lot to cover, and I'm excited to dive into these new developments. Elena has left for the Allen Empire that night, and Davy is left to wonder what just happened. He can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something from him.
The line between good and evil is blurring for Davy as he struggles to control his powers, desperate for a solution that will save his kingdom from destruction. Davy's newfound power has come with a terrible cost, weighing heavily on his shoulders as he grapples with the weight of difficult choices and impossible consequences for those he loves. With Elena's departure leaving unanswered questions, Davy's world is turned upside down as Princess Hongdan's innocent visits to his chambers only hint at the treacherous road ahead, filled with unexpected foes.